running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep inside.
Well, hello everyone.
What's up, dude?
We're back.
We're back.
Another episode of War and Comics with Ray Felix and me, Miguel Guerra. And it's episode 21.
Oh my God, yeah. 21.
Yes, episode 21. And today we're continuing because it's the talk of the town, the Trumpenstein files. Yes, it is alive with disgustingness.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my
And
God.
if you're not angry, chances are you're a pedo.
Right. Or an NPC, as I said.
Or NPC. Well, mom, pedo character. Yeah. So lots to talk about. Lots of really crazy stuff that's been revealed this past week. Whew, where to start? What to talk about? Well, we know more of the billionaires, who are basically people that definitely should be arrested. And there's a lot more arrests going on around the world. We have the Norwegian PM who's been arrested.
Right.
You have the princess in Norway who's not going to be the princess anymore. She's not going to be the queen. I don't know if she'll still continue to be the princess. The monarchy might actually get blown out of the water in England. You also got this guy who's like to walk around. People take pictures of him in his underwear. Madelson, English dude. He's going to be out of there. There's a guy from the United Arab Emirates, torture video guy. Wrote Epstein, said, hey, what do you think of this? Did you like it? And then we also had, here in France, by the way, there is a commission being put together. I know there's a big deal being made in the States. Oh, look, France is doing this. Yes, they are. But they're meeting resistance from Macron. Macron was saying, oh, that's just an American affair. It's just the source of a lot of conspiracy theories. Wow. And so says the guy whose name appears 330 times in the files.
Right.
And from what it looks like, it had possible contact with Epstein. Tons of other places, but in the United States, so far, no one stepped down. But we keep hearing more and more of these horrors. As young as 7 years old, there's a billionaire, Leon Black, who owns Apollo Inc. I think he was the former CEO, probably still owns it. But this company owned the company that makes all the pictures for the yearbooks.
Oh, yes. I did hear that. Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of people are like, were they using this as a means of making a catalog to find the kids that they were looking for?
Right.
Which is pretty screwed up. And this point, believable.
Right.
Between the more exaggerated things like the wants to have superhuman, genetically modified superhumans. It's funny that it's always the fugly people. Like, I don't know, but I saw Jeffrey Epstein dance too on top of that. Not only did he look like a Frankenstein meets a lizard man,
right,
but he moved like a gorilla. And I don't know, he wasn't a very tall guy, so I don't know how you're that uncoordinated that big, but that's
right.
And all these people, it's like, you're all inbred. What are you talking about, superhuman or whatever?
They're desperate. They're desperate for that,
They're crazy. They're eugenicists, And what else? Oh, yeah. Some 9/11 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That came out in there. The email from Epstein to Ghislaine, or Ghislaine, or how you fucking pronounce that.
Right.
Saying, where's the real pilot? Which was one. And two, the Shadow Commission, the 9/11 Shadow Commission. That they mentioned. He was asking Ghislaine, are you going to be part of the Shadow Commission? And so that's going to tie in at some point in a future episode, because I know we're going to talk about that crap.
There was one video that I sent you. I couldn't remember where. I couldn't find it again, but there was a video I sent you about Epstein being part of it sounds so insane. It has to be bullshit because there's a lot of misinformation out there. But there was one about something that he had something to do with the COVID vaccine, and that RNA that they sampled
mRNA, yeah.
the mRNA was from his body. I was like, what? This is the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard. It's like, so that everyone will be Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm just like, that's like out of the page of my punch
Comic book?
Yeah. It's like
the one you were telling me about yours last year?
Yeah.
Last episode you told me,
yeah. About the guy taking his DNA and giving it to the whole world. It's just like through a virus. It's like, what the fuck? I was like,
talk about being like a narcissist. There's a picture of his office, by the way. This is the thing that's hilarious. And you zoom in, and on his desk, he had a picture of himself like this. Who the hell has a picture? I don't want to even see myself. Doing this, I have to stare at myself as I speak, which a lot of times can be a bit uncomfortable. I've gotten used to it after now episode 21. But who the hell wants to have a picture of them? Like, you're going to show up, and it wasn't a picture facing him. It was facing out.
Right.
So, a person comes in, sits down, is going to be like, oh, I forgot. Who am I talking to? Oh, yeah, it's this guy.
Right.
It's just bizarre. But these are the people that rule us.
Right.
They're the ones who
people that steal our tax dollars and enrich themselves.
And our kids.
Yeah.
They want to eat our children. They want to eat our fucking kids. It sounds crazy.
A year ago, we'd be like, that's nuts. That's QAnon. Now it's in the Epstein files.
Dude, a year ago, that would have been like, you're being anti-Semitic.
Right.
Stop it with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are. It's like, I don't want to be this. I don't want him to eat kids.
Right, but it's there. Even the menu about the chef. There was a chef that was behind that.
From the cannibal restaurant.
The restaurant called Cannibal. In New York, right?
Yeah. What the fuck? The wild part is that all this shit is on email.
Yeah. Like, what's sad is that I've talked to people who are like still Trump supporters. And they're like, remember, they were like pumping that back in 2016, saying all this stuff, right? Now that Trump's name is linked to it in the Epstein files, they're like, oh, that's all fake. That's the Democrats. It's like, that's how deep the hypnosis goes, is that they were spouting this themselves. And now the liberals are like, okay, let's look at the Epstein files. Oh, we're sorry, you were correct. They're like, oh, no, it's bullshit.
but it's all of them. I mean, Hillary was just talking today about how disgusted she was about Bill. I normally don't feel bad for Hillary.
Right.
I don't, because she's not my favorite person. But I'll say this much. If you put yourself in her shoes, this guy's always screwing around. Like, you thought that, she probably thought, okay, 1990s, you're going to be more discreet about this shit. You're not going to have any more Monica Lewinsky's. No, dude has whole, orgy type shit coming out now. And I'm just exaggerating. Maybe
she's on the island herself. She's in there too. Like,
she's in there too. So's Oprah.
Walking girls, underage girls on dog collars around the island, doing hazing, torturing.
Well, it's just like a young woman said that. She's not young. A woman, when she was young, she said that they literally, Ghislaine said that they were trash.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was in one of the emails too. They were talking about these. Basically, they're saying that the working class are their cattle. They can do whatever they want with them.
Mm-hmm.
And are we going to put up with the shit? That's my question. Like, and yeah, they can be all the Trump supporters. They could support him. They can go right to fucking hell with him too. Because, I'm sorry. I mean, to me, it's not a Democrat-Republican issue. You're fucking touching people's kids. And
eating them.
Eating them. And, there's a whole bunch of other crazy ass shit that they were doing. In the midst of all this, that's forgotten is that it was in the files that Epstein was Mossad.
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
But, that translates, I have to say in Europe, that translates over to Russia.
Right. Right.
Russia is the source of all problems, right?
Yeah. It's unfortunately that's the way this government goes. It's like everything is Russia, Russia, Russia. It's like most people in this country are so uneducated. They still think that Russia is a communist country.
Which is crazy. It is.
It's just like, what?
There are people in Russia that wish that the Soviet Union was back. They didn't like this turn. They wish it was still that. Putin's not one of them.
Meanwhile, a lot of these Trump supporters are wearing T-shirts saying, "I'd rather work with the Ruskies and have Hillary in office and shit like that." They were like pro-Russia, but when he was under the Russian allegations, they were all, yeah, it's cool. They're white. It's all right. We're with the Russians. Better than have that Hillary bitch. It's like,
And the thing is that they don't understand. The white ones that they see
right,
are just a portion of the society. There's a lot more ethnic groups in Russia than the white ones they see.
yeah, of course.
Actually, it's funny because I saw this. This was like the
Right.
last time Trump got in. Someone said, "Oh, I landed in St. Petersburg. It's nice to be in an all-white country that's culturally homogeneous." And then some Russian dude retweeted it, and he said, literally the first line from the Russian Constitution: "We are a multicultural, a multi-ethnic nation." Of course, they got Buddhism, they got Orthodox Christianity, they have Islam, they have Judaism, Catholicism, and then they have animism. So, like, they have this. It's like everything that they thought of Germany, they moved it over to Russia.
Right.
And Russia is the one place that I know they have neo-Nazis and shit, but it's the one place they still remember and hate the Nazis with the deepest of passions. Which it could be argued that, a lot of people are saying that's why Putin used that as the means to go into Ukraine, right?
Right.
So that doesn't come out of nowhere. You don't go, yeah, I'm a Nazi too, and I'm gonna go kill Nazis. No, you hate them because they killed like 28 million of you. That's like, let's see, New York City, LA, San Francisco, take all of our major cities, and a good deal of them get wiped out to get an idea of how 28 million people got killed in World War II in Russia.
Right. Exactly.
So, yeah, I think a lot of people haven't dug into the actual files. It isn't comfortable. It isn't very easy to navigate. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of them are relying on people like Alex Jones.
Unfortunately, yeah, because he was saying Trump's been vindicated of everything.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
I've
Clearly,
always said he was a Fed.
oh yeah, without a doubt.
He's a Fed, Alex Jones.
I mean, yeah, there's tons of stuff out there, tons and tons. Look at this letter here that we were talking about. Let me see, share screen. There was this whole letter of what you just mentioned about that billionaire guy. Let's see.
Oh, Leon Black.
Yeah, Leon Black.
I can't even.
This is from CNN, right? So their billionaire investor Leon Black is accused of raping Payne and Jeffrey Epstein's New York townhome.
It's not showing up on the screen.
Oh, here we go. There we go. Put it on there. All right, it's there. Let's see. Add. Hold on a second. What's going on? There we go.
There we go.
This is published from CNN, and this is their article.
And he paid like something like $6 million or something in St. Thomas for some sort of sexual abuse. Yeah. And he's like totally like sadistic.
Yeah, torturing her.
And there was one person that I saw online. They brought up a good point. They said that pedophiles isn't because they're sexually attracted; it's a power thing.
Oh yeah, completely. Yeah.
It's totally about being sadistic.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, tons Tons of stuff out there that shows that. Just yeah, it's almost like the whole sadomasochism thing, you know, where people are.
You're having a rough day. It's all right, man.
Yeah, it's gonna.
It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
No, what he did to he was accused of doing to the little kid.
Yeah.
Because I have to say accused. I mean, it is technically their emails
There.
talking to each other, so it's kind of like confessions.
Right. It's there. You don't want to get sued, but it's there, you know.
It's all there. I mean, it was
there.
just like, damn, you know. Then there's the who else? There's still some bunch of names. Now they dropped the bunch.
Right from the files too. I don't know if you can see this photo here is right from the files. I just went into the files. This is just a bunch. This is like one of the yachts, and then you have all these redacted faces. But this is right from there, like right from the shipping thing. That's right from the files. You know.
Wow.
I mean, people were like, "Oh, it's a conspiracy." It's like, nah, wake the fuck up. It's not.
It is a conspiracy on their part.
On their part.
I mean, they were talking about reducing the fucking population.
Right, exactly.
Bill Gates and the other, like, here's all the shit that they've been telling you. And the thing is it's our fucking peasant mentality, man. Oh, rich guy now. Oh no, it's my rich guy. You know, fucking what? I don't give a shit whose rich guy it is.
Right.
You know, I think that should have been the whole Law and Order. Whatever happens to this whole God stuff in the midst of all this?
Right.
You know, you're supposed to be, God says I'm not a respecter of persons. All of a sudden it's like, well, you can go right to hell with the person you're respecting if you're going to be like that. You know? There's that one. I don't know if I brought it up the last time. This one really made me mad. Fucking made me so furious. The little girl, they were Ghislaine, Jelaine, or whatever, how you pronounce her name.
What the fuck you say her name? Yeah.
And Epstein were laughing about this little girl that they were abusing. Because she was praying to Jesus to come save her. Now, I'm not a religious person, but I can understand a child wanting someone to come save them because they're fucking helpless.
Right.
You know, and in terms of Trump, when they unredacted the files, okay, so the first time his name appeared 30,000 times. When they unredacted it, it was fucking over 1 million times.
Right, exactly.
How do you get there over 1 million times?
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And this one that CNN reported, this is directly from the files. You see 2001 or 2002, 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like he bit the girl's vagina and then
and then put some stuff to make her bleed.
Right. And then it just goes on and on. It's like
how we, you know,
it's very detailed.
We're, you know, all this shit about talking about men, all these fucking alpha males.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they?
Right.
You know, where are they? Where are all these macho? Oh, they're putting on their lipstick and eyeliner.
Right.
You know, maybe molesting kids themselves. What the hell are they? You know, they should be outraged. It didn't matter who came out. It doesn't matter if it's, I don't care if it's even Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like, but
it's a sick world.
Here we are. But I'll tell you something. One of the ministers here who, cultural ministers that had to step down, Jack Lang.
Right.
He was going to the opera house. And there's a couple of ladies who were heckling him, about 3 or 4, calling him pedophile. And one of them just went over and just shoved him to the ground. And he's like an old guy, you know, fell to the ground. He picked himself back up. Right. And I'm thinking, a lot of these people the security they had was no one knowing the shit that they were pulling.
Right.
But they're going to have to now start spending money like that one artist, the one that does all the witch cooking or whatever.
Spirit cooking. Yeah.
You know, whatever fucking idiocy. She says she can't go outside anymore. She has to have bodyguards.
Good. She's like in her 80s, right?
Yeah, she's like
yeah, she's Satanist.
Yeah, I mean, like,
I don't feel bad.
I don't, but I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, you
Yeah.
benefit. And here's the thing, right? Everyone's watched all these fucking horror movies. I'm a huge horror fan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you worship Satan.
Mm-hmm.
What in every single story that deals with the crossroads and dealing with the devil always happens?
Exactly.
You always end up getting fucked, even if you got everything that you wanted.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
It ends up
I'm not a
biting.
religious guy, but that's how it works.
Yeah.
You know, but
Exactly.
here we are. Here we are.
And it's funny is that the majority of the stuff that's come out in the news is literally just the first page.
It's tame.
It's super tame. The what you see on the internet, social media is the more like holy shit. It's
Yep.
like, but some people are showing the number where you can just go directly to those pages to prove that that's legit because there's a lot
Yeah.
of idiots putting AI out there now, and I'm
I
sure.
don't think it's idiots. I think it's actually State Department people.
Yeah, they're literally like putting fake videos out there, fake documents. They're putting a lot of stuff. So
Yep.
people are, but you got to go through the government website if you're gonna take the
Yep.
time to go through it.
That's why I said last episode that if you post something that you saw, if you see the number, have the number. If not, ignore it because you really don't know if it's real or not. Because to find the actual thing in 3 million files just by sometimes you can do it like just a line or something. Really hard. If you have the actual one. Some people are unredacting it, by the way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I heard because there were digital redactions. They're downloading them and putting them in a PDF thing, and then moving it, and then you can see everything. But they've been working overtime to redact the redacted files. That can be unredacted. It's never.
All I can say is this. I have a hard time believing that in 340 million people that our country has, someone won't be so fucking angry that they won't do something stupid.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They think we're going to put this shit out, have fun with it. I'm like, you know what? You might be wanting to tell these guys that did that shit, you're going to be safer in jail than you are walking down the street.
Right, exactly. Short eyes,
Yep. Because or else, like I told you, we have a total of 2 million police officers and military combined.
Yeah.
350, even if 100 million got pissed off,
right?
You can't. There's nothing on earth that could stop that shit. You're done. Keep in mind that it's also there where Peter Thiel was talking about with Epstein about destabilizing our countries because democracy wasn't compatible anymore.
Right.
So you get to see this guy who's a major contractor taking taxpayer dollars and then using this to dismantle the very thing that's fucking feeding him. So there's a lot of shit that needs to be taken into account.
A ton of stuff. Tons of stuff. It's just like, oh God. It's like you need at least a year every day, like 365 days to go through all these fucking pages, and 8-hour work shifts. Just
oh yeah. This is.
I mean, these people had this for 25 years, right?
Yeah. And Bannon talking about wanting to get rid of the Pope.
Oh God.
He was plotting all this shit. That fat fuck. And I'm swearing a lot today, but I am because I'm fucking
curious. It's okay.
But I'm trying to keep myself from saying something really stupid.
It's composure, right?
That fat fuck, man.
No, it's
but he was on Wall Street.
Yeah.
All these people who are like, and who's doing all the shit is most of the Wall Streeters.
Right. Yeah, he's just covering it up.
He was even trying to revive Epstein, a pedophile. And now you got Dershowitz, who's out there saying, well, he wasn't a pedophile because he was charged with sexual assault of a 17-year-old in 10 months or whatever. He was trying to fucking spin it. And it's like, yeah, but the actual Florida charged him with that so they could get him that leniency so he could get that sweetheart deal. And
Right.
guess who was part of that team? Pam Bondi.
Yeah.
So, and then we got Pam Bondi sitting up this week saying, oh, look at the fucking Dow. It's at 50,000 and all this other shit. Right?
It was like, what a ridiculous video. Like, I mean, what was that, on CNN or something? Like, not CNN, that was on C-SPAN.
C-SPAN, yeah. I was watching it and I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's totally like, what the hell? Pam
But I think she did it on purpose.
Yeah, it's like it's a technique. It's a technique she was using basically to control other people. Like a major gaslighting. Like you should say blah, 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 blah. It's like,
and she made the story about herself. Who are we talking about afterwards?
yeah,
We aren't talking about the shit that was revealed. We're talking about how she was like, pretty much like, screw the victims, but Dow's up. So it worked. I know that a lot of people are like, oh, she was so childish and unprofessional, but it worked.
but it's intentional. I mean, look at this. This is I don't know. Did you hear about this? Where the 23-year-old British woman was shot dead by her father in Texas.
Oh man, that broke my heart, man. How could you do that to your own child, your own baby?
Yeah,
like, come on. You could disagree with your kids, fucking move on.
Yeah. And you got, because of the Epstein files, you got Kurt Cobain's death now being ruled a homicide.
Yeah, I know.
From the beginning, it's like,
I know.
Everyone knew. There's no way he could have shot himself with that much drugs in his body, and then there was no fingerprints. I mean, right there was no fingerprints on the gun. I mean,
and he was like 5'9" in that gun.
Right. It was like too long. He had to like use his toe to pull the trigger.
I'm like, you gotta be really dedicated to do that. I know I remember when it first happened, there was a rumor that Courtney Love had shot him.
Yeah.
Some people are trying to say that. And then there was the other rumors.
You got Raskin over here. What you just said about being mentioned more than 1 million times.
1 million times.
It's just like, what the hell?
1 million times. But I don't want to hear anything from Mega on several different things.
Right.
I don't want to hear about the Second Amendment, the First Amendment. I don't want to hear about that there's Pizzagate and QAnon and all the other shit.
All the other shit. Yeah.
They're fucking done. Yeah, I sent you that one. I don't screw around too much with AI, and I did this one too. I don't fuck around with AI too much, but I was just like,
you made that?
Yeah, I made that one and the other one. It's like, what do you have to see? He's got to eat the babies? Like, come on.
I know. It's ridiculous.
Holy shit.
I mean, this one here, body secure the scene. Did you see the one that they said that they faked his the body they wheeled out was not real? Is this the page?
I think that might be the page, but if it's not, they made a
a fake body. So the body that the press showed was not even his body. This is it. MCC.
Why would you do that? Who cares? Dead body.
Because he was alive.
You're bringing him out in a body bag.
Right. There's a bunch of towels in a body bag. So
no one's gonna.
So Epstein is not dead.
Well, and then
as the Iranians said.
And there was another thing too that apparently, he said, Well, you know what? That one I believe more than Kirk. Kirk wasn't that important to keep around.
Right.
I mean, they used him like a condom.
And there's so much stuff coming out about
Erica
now. Yeah, so much stuff, right?
To quote Kendrick, I hear you like my own.
This is this.
And the state, this came out one day before.
Right before his death.
And they said, well, it's just a numerical mistake. But if you can see, it says Friday, doesn't it?
Yes, it says Friday.
Friday. That's not a mistake. They knew what they were going to do.
Right.
They're just incompetent. They're shitty. They're shitty at their jobs.
No, the same thing about the Charlie Kirk book being sold on Amazon about his assassination the day before his assassination. It's like,
Yeah.
and you got draft statement true to federal prosecutors.
You got Big Head there.
So much stuff, you know.
Oh, it's just wild.
It's just never. There's no way we can cover all this stuff.
Oh, we're not going to. I think at
This
this
is
point,
so much.
there should be a section of our episodes going forward.
Right.
It's the Trumpenstein file. Like, what's the one Trumpenstein file?
Trumpenstein files. Yes. I mean, honestly, I spent 3 hours a few days ago on this. I mean, and just for viewers like you, I mean, we could
it's just crazy. But I have been hearing more people, though. Some people getting angry online. I mean, there's some people getting angry.
Exactly. I mean, look at this. It's like this thing goes over 100 pages. I mean, indexed pages. So it's like you just keep hitting it, and it just keeps going, and it just keeps going. Like I went all the way up, but then like literally you can click on anything. You have everything from documents to photographs. I mean, there's one way to access the videos. You know, it just keeps going. Like I was just like saying, well, how far is this? You know, I'm just like randomly hitting stuff. And what's funny is that the media is not even on 26. Most of the stuff that's been reported is within the first 10 pages.
Wow.
Now people who are on Instagram and TikTok and all these other ones, they've gone deep, like really deep, or they're releasing videos that the media hasn't even released, you know?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you here,
if you have the index numbers, you can jump ahead. So the thing is, if you're watching those videos to verify whether they're real or not, get the index number, you can type it in and it'll go right to it. I would say a lot of it has been legit. You know, even the most outlandish ones have been legit. You know, but then there's a lot of AI stuff coming out, especially now. Who knows?
Well, I think it's both bots and people playing interference, trying to muddy the waters too. So people like you talk to, who are Trump supporters, are like, it's all fake.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And then there's more humor clips, which, you know, I guess, you know, Americans need humor to
process
this stuff.
Not this shit, man.
I mean, but it's just like.
Not this shit. I mean, I know I'm cracking a few jokes, but
no,
I'm trying to make sure I don't get in trouble.
right. I mean,
if I actually said what I feel. Man.
Right.
Let's put it this way: Hellraiser would probably cringe at the shit I'm dreaming up. It made me so fucking mad. I'm like, you're touching, like,
yeah, it's like disgusting.
It's disgusting. And then all the other shit that they talk about, and you know, it's funny because when we started these episodes, I would say to you all the time, the rich think of themselves as biologically different from the rest of us.
They really do.
And these motherfuckers went off and proved it. I am happy about that because now you can't without a doubt say, no, these people, oh, but Bill Gates, that fucking lizard, he looks like a plucked chicken. If you plucked the chicken and slapped glasses on it, that STD, shitty iOS making mofo.
Yeah. I mean, they gave those kids drugs and stuff like that and drugged them and did all this stuff. And it's just like.
Okay, you're a billionaire. Think about this. You're a fucking billionaire, right? And you got to have your own private doctor. So say you're stupid, you don't wear whatever. And I'm hoping that they were at least of age. I'm, hoping there were women, not girls, because that just bring me a whole other level. But you're going to write a guy who's not a medical doctor, Epstein, asking for antibiotics?
Right.
This is supposed to be Mr. Smart Health guy?
Right. It's like, well, yeah, why do you have to write him? What's that purpose of that for?
Yeah, it's like, I'm sure you have a doctor you could go to and say, hey,
right. Hey, yeah.
Obviously, if he knew he had an STD, the doctor must have told him. So he could have said, hey, I'll give you a little extra. I guess if you're that corrupt anyway, right?
Right.
But like the useless plucked chicken that he is. And you could really see him being like this nerd looking to Epstein like a big brother.
Right.
Hey man, can you get me some? I'm like, come on.
Right. It's too crazy.
That's crazy.
Crazy. This is a video talking about Americans needing humor to process it, but at the same time,
It
also
normalizes
humor, but yeah, don't normalize it. That this is one here.
Turn to Epstein's Island. And the final rose goes to Bill Gates. Yes! I just thought that we really had a connection the other day when we were shopping for Girl Scouts together. I mean, Girl Scout cookies together. But Jeffrey, I'm actually like really funny and cool. Like seriously, I'm so epic. I would be so epic at your parties with your girls. I thought Elon was about to bust a tit. This isn't fair. I'm actually really funny and cool. God, this guy sucks. Get him off the island. Oh, yeah, he's not the only thing that sucks. Get over here, Donald.
What's really hilarious? It's one of the things that I cringe though, because I had lived in Brooklyn for 10 years. My kids are born there. Is that Epstein's from Brooklyn?
Oh god.
Epstein has a fucking Brooklyn accent. So they make him sound like when you hear him speak, and you see his emails, aside from all the network stuff that he did, he sounded like a fucking moron.
Right.
Right.
And the guy was a school teacher for a while too, which goes to the point.
With no qualifications for it.
No qualifications. Well, that's the thing. It's that when white teachers were predominantly teachers in New York, when we were kids, you didn't need more than a bachelor's degree or some kind of associates to be a teacher.
He didn't even have that.
Right. Apparently he just had connections, right? So it's like,
yeah, he had high school and that was it.
It's when more Black, Hispanic, and like people from Africa, because they had Africa programs to come to America to teach that Reagan did, and they had programs from like the different Caribbean islands for them to come here. All of a sudden, you needed a master's degree, you needed this degree, you needed that degree, but all these white teachers retired that were working all the way from the 60s and 70s, but no degrees or very little credentials, and they got the best retirement packages.
I could tell you that's how it worked in engineering too, because I heard that from my dad. In the military, you had guys who were engineers who didn't even they basically made it out of high school. But they were white, but then you would be expected to have a higher, if you were Black or brown, you had to have a higher qualification to get the same job these guys basically slid into. Right. And that's why these guys are now complaining.
Right. They're complaining because
they got to work.
They got to work. I mean, and you see that now with New York was actually trying to reverse and undo, because Bloomberg and I think Bloomberg more than Giuliani, but was the one that started putting that into place. And it seemed like the last mayor before Mondani was trying to reverse that, where, more teachers could become teachers without requiring a master's. Like they want to take it back. Why? Because more people in the industry more white teachers are coming to the fold now. So it's like they want to reverse it, where you don't need the master's and you don't need all that stuff. It's like, well, if you could prove you work professionally in business for at least 10 to 15 years, then you don't need that master's. They have these other programs. So it's like going back, and so it's like we talk about racism on the job and stuff.
Privilege,
yeah. Yeah, well, you don't need this. It's okay. You don't need this.
Privilege doesn't mean you get to be Elon Musk.
Right.
Privilege means you get access that the others can't get. And that's what they don't seem to understand.
But with that,
I want to mention one thing about Musk, though.
Right.
Even though he was actually at some of the other parties, from what the emails show. Yeah. His brother was being honeypotted by Epstein, because he's also in the files too.
Right.
And there was there's an email between him and I don't know what the other little Musk, Mini Musk. I'll just call him his little brother, Mini Musk.
Mini Musk.
And Epstein was talking to his girls saying, "Oh, okay, yeah, don't answer his phone calls and all this other shit." So she was literally grooming him,
right?
And they were getting into his skull. And he sits on the board of Tesla too, by the way.
Right.
So, all right, we were gonna show.
Yeah, I was gonna show a video. Let me see. What I guess one of the ones that I sent to you. Somebody I can't get into Instagram is kind of like I feel like they're blocking me or something. It's just like what the hell?
Well, you got Zuckerberg, who was also at the island after these motherfuckers. After he came out, I swore. I know that's going to probably get us in trouble. I don't care.
It's asking me for a code now to log in. Like, I put in my password. Like, we need a security code on WhatsApp.
Oh God!
Since when? Like literally, since when? When was that?
Since the IDFK got on, that's what.
Yeah,
they're monitoring all that crap.
I don't even have this thing connected to WhatsApp. Check your WhatsApp message. I don't have Instagram. My Instagram is not connected to this. Yeah, it's just nuts. And then you have all these scammers. You said we're going to war, spending millions of dollars bombing people that aren't even attacking us or at war with us,
or starving them like we are with Cuba,
right? And starving them, and then meanwhile, like every 2 seconds, the only phone calls I get are scammers. Like I even ordered something on Instagram. Like some medicine, and it was legit medicine. It's not fake. Like it's actually being shipped now, but it's like as soon as I got it, there was like a dick pic with like 70 different attachments. So I was like, "What the fuck?" Like on my phone, just popped up. Like as soon as the order went through, I was like, "What the fuck?" It's like, so it's like they're selling your data and your information. Instagram is not secure. Facebook's not secure.
Zuckerberg's part of the problem too, because Zuckerberg and Bezos don't get as much hate as they should.
Yeah.
Those two bastards should be getting a lot more. Zuckerberg was actually at a dinner on the island, and there's a picture of him, Musk, and basically the Legion of Groom. They're sitting there with Epstein. He had just gotten out of jail for being a pedo,
right?
And I don't see that data-looking motherfucker Zuckerberg getting And when I mean Data from Star Trek, because he looks like an android. And you look at the look on his face, not much registering there.
Right.
I don't see him getting raked over the coals like Musk. Granted, he keeps to himself, and Musk talks too much.
Right.
Musk is off doing his white supremacy tour.
Right. Oh, I found the video.
You did.
It's on Facebook. White supremacy tour. Well, now the term is white inferiority, because if they were supreme, they wouldn't feel that they have to go through all this trouble. So it's really an inferiority complex.
Bunch of narcissists.
Yeah. That's the new thing. So this is interesting. This is from this guy who has this show. And I'll play this video. I just thought it was interesting. Let me get rid of these red versions of me. He's like, all right, here we go.
I saw those look
he
cool.
was talking about he wants everyone in the world to have his DNA. He didn't say I want every woman in the world to have my baby. He said I want everyone in the world to have my DNA. And he's working with and communicating with the people that are making the RNA, and he's talking about utilizing that as a delivery system with some of his own DNA. It's quite possible, after me reading that everyone that has gotten that Jabberwowski is walking around with Epstein's DNA in their body. If he was successful, there are millions of people walking around with some of his genetic code inside of them so that he can live on forever through everyone else. This is narcissism 10x.
My problem with this is that he doesn't have the number. It's like, where's the number? Where's the code?
There's no number. There's a lot of scaremongering.
Yeah.
And wanting to do it doesn't mean you get to do it. There's a lot of stupid shit. Like there's some exchanges between him and Noam Chomsky.
Yeah.
Which I know
Billy
right
Carson. Now. Yeah, that was the guy who was talking, Billy Carson.
Yeah. Noam Chomsky, who I know I like to call them the counter-revolutionary left.
Yeah.
because Chomsky always talks some shit, but it's like, all right, so what do we do?
Yeah,
I'm just telling you how it is.
Epstein is talking.
I mean, Chomsky was the one that wrote the book about the United States, right? The history of the United States.
No, that was Zinn.
Oh,
Thankfully,
that
he
was
wasn't
Howard
on.
Zinn. Okay,
That was Howard Zinn. He wrote a book called Manufacturing Consent, but he
Um,
co-wrote it with someone else.
right,
And
right.
that guy got the idea from another guy who just passed away called Michael Parenti. And
Right.
Michael Parenti, I think the book is, don't quote me on this. It had something to do with like how the empire manufactures its propaganda. So it
Right.
wasn't originally his. But seeing that this guy who's supposed to be the paragon of like being a lefty, which I never fully bought because I just always sounded like he was just selling some bullshit. Proof that he was selling bullshit because he was hanging out with Bannon and that asshole Epstein.
Right, exactly.
You know, but I think that when I mean counter-revolutionary, it's people who try to stop people from being revolutionary by
Right.
doing everything the opposite. And we have been raised in a counter-revolutionary left. Everyone, oh no, just vote, just do this. We ain't voting our way out of this shit. We're
Right.
not voting ourselves out of. We're not going to ask the people who are eating our babies and doing all sorts of other fucked up shit. Thinking I don't know what they think they are.
Right.
I don't believe in any of that ball crap or whatever. But it doesn't mean that they don't believe it, or they might believe, I don't know, their crocodile god or whatever shit they might think. They believe it. That's different. Doesn't mean I believe it. But that doesn't mean they don't act on what they believe, right?
Right.
So personally, I don't think they believe anything. I think it's cosplay.
I don't
It's
think
just
it
a,
stands
it's
for anything either.
they just dress up, they do some shit, they justify the shit to themselves, but really they're soulless. They just have nothing in there, no empathy.
Mhm.
And there's others. I saw someone explain the whole thing with cults. I don't know if you sent it to me. And they were saying something to the effect of why they do it. It has to do with, well, these are all the moral laws that we're given. By
Mhm.
breaking those taboos, that they're actually being at one with God. And I'm like, you can justify all sorts of shit with religion, you know.
Absolutely.
People justifying being warriors and being Christian when Jesus told Peter to put the sword back after he cut off the Roman soldier's ear. He was not a warrior of any sort.
Right.
But people justify, killing off, genociding people. And then there was that little poem from Ghislaine in the Epstein files, in which she was saying, she had a little poem talking about by 2038 there'll be no more Arabs.
Yeesh.
So she's talking about genociding them, right? And the reactions here in France, it's interesting because the left is pushing for it. The president of the National Assembly said, no, we're not going to deal with any of that. By the way, she used to be an attorney who actually dealt with some of the stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's starting to look suspicious. In Spain, people are bringing it up, but one of the former presidents of Spain, Aznar, who is a fascist, I mean, he was part of the Young Phalangist group when he was young. He's in the files receiving packets from Epstein. But he came out and said, no, you can't talk about this. I'll sue whoever talks about it. So there's this news media blackout, mostly in Spain, over this one guy. And by the way, if I sent you a picture of him, you would think he looked like the Red Skull, or at least you could see or he looks like a comic book villain. Like, he's creepy.
Right.
So just so anyone out there who's thinking, well, in other countries are doing this, they're also meeting resistance in other countries. So,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, we really need to get it together.
Yeah, really get it together, because these are the people who are taking us to war.
Exactly.
And,
yes.
Go ahead.
No.
I was going to say Iran's on the menu.
Yeah.
Iran's not going to be Iraq.
Right.
Iran is not going to be Iraq. Iran might be where we stop. And when I mean stop, I mean stop.
That might be where it ends.
That's where it ends for the West. If it if we fuck around, we're gonna find out. You know?
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you're gonna. There's no way that you're gonna take over that land because of the mountainscapes, that it's surrounded by.
It's like a natural fortress.
Right. It doesn't make any sense that people would. That would be our death. Not only would it bankrupt us as a nation, but it would basically, money launder us to death, and then a lot of soldiers would die, a lot of Americans would die, and then. Yeah, this would be, we'd be looking a lot like some parts of Africa. You know what I mean? I mean, we're already starting to.
Well, I mean,
it's like in some parts of Mexico. I mean, if you go to like just not even like 3 hours from where I live, Vermont, Bernie Sanders' town, there's a lot of white trash that live in shanties, like in these little trailer parks, and it's already looking like that in some parts. The more outskirts you go, it's already looking like some parts of Mexico that I went to, like where the Chechenian pyramids were and stuff. It's like people out there were like dirt poor, like literally dirt. There was like no paved roads, no.
And I know they're very mad with the current president, Sheinbaum.
Yeah,
she's been doing good by her people. She's been doing good by her people. Right now in Argentina, that fucking nut, and that guy's a nut, Miguel.
Right.
This guy dresses up as a superhero, cosplays as a superhero, has rock concerts, total libertarian.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they're passing a law which takes away workers' rights, so they can work 12 hours a day.
Right.
You don't get a day off, so no vacation time.
Exactly.
And the company can pay you in food. Like that's
like, are you worth your salt? That goes way back to like when people were paid in salt, right?
Yeah.
At the salt mines.
Yeah, like it's, Argentina, like Latin America's had problems for a long time because it has to be said that the people that were sent over from Spain weren't the nicest people. They were all the fucking rotten people who set things up and became plantation owners and all the other shit, right?
Yep.
So a lot of the Cubans who left Cuba after they got kicked out by Castro ended up in Florida were those. For example, speaking of that, here in Europe, we have Rubio trying to make up with the Europeans saying, hey, we're going to colonize together. We got to worry about the great migration that's coming over, and that's all the fucking masses of people and this replacement theory bullshit that they have. And I'm thinking, dude, you're part of that mass migration. Exactly. You ain't white. You came from Cuba. Yeah. And here he is. And of course, they're all sitting there clapping like fucking seals. Like they forgot what happened with Greenland. And I'm like, if you forget, they're going to turn around and kick the dog again. They're going to do it. Trump will turn around and do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly.
And fucking much deserved, because if you think that this asshole that just showed up here is going to do anything of what they said, they don't even know what they're doing from day to day. One day it's Cuba, next day is Venezuela, next day is Iran, next day is playing cover for the Trumpenstein files, next day is Greenland.
Right.
It's like they got ADHD.
Right.
So.
I mean, the internet is full of shit. Like there's a site that I follow called Craze AI on Facebook now. And the title itself, it's telling you it's AI, but people are looking at this and like, like if you don't read the file, people are sharing this photo. It's clearly fake, right? But
yeah, and it looks fake too.
And then the number, it says image number E67534 of the Epstein files, right?
It looks fake.
It doesn't even follow the correct numerical order of the Epstein files. So it's like,
and it looks fake. It looks like he's standing in front of a background.
It's like EFTA 0, and then you would have your numbers. You wouldn't have a number like that, but people would be like, oh, you see, it's this is where they get anti-Semitic, and they're like, oh, it's the Jews. You see, they're taking over the world. It's like, come on now.
No, it's the Europeans who want to keep the rest of the world. That's
It's
why I
just-
said to you a long time ago, it's like it doesn't matter if they're Jewish or Christian, they're just European.
right.
Like, hang on to that shit. The
Yeah,
the,
but I
the
mean,
perfect thing is like, oh, for example, so Macron came out
right.
the other day here, and guy says, Jewish people
Mhm.
are the trunk of France and some
Mhm.
other shit, and France can't survive without them. I live here. My kids go to school here. Never once have my kids ever brought up like the anti-Semitism.
Mhm.
It doesn't like that's not even a thing. You know who always gets little jokes and all sorts of shit said about?
Mhm.
Arabs. The Muslims are always saying shit about Muslims and occasionally Africans. So
Right.
I'm like, where the fuck is this coming from, right?
You
Like, do you
remember
even live on this planet?
that Charlie Hebdo attack too? It's like I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out in the Epstein files at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised either.
Because that was so suspect, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised either. The same thing
Yeah.
with the concert Bataclan, the
Yeah.
whole attack with the grenades and shit. When they
Right.
went into the concert and they started shooting people up and stuff, I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if that is.
Yeah.
You know, we I think a lot of us want to continue living in a world where we think everything's like, I don't know, like the 80s. The 80s weren't even the 80s, but this idea where I can just make it through, feed my kids, have my retirement plan, watch some movies, collect some stuff. Please don't bother me with this other shit. Meanwhile, the very powerful people are like looking at your kid like, that kid looks like dinner,
Right.
you know? And I want to take away your fucking job so you'll be poor and you're going to sell me this kid.
Right.
That's the shit, how they're looking at it. We're the sheep, they're the wolves.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy. I don't know. And some people will never wake up, but I think we are seeing a lot more people wake up. Although we have a lot of people who are saying, "Oh, the Democrats this." No, this is no longer about that. This is literally rich and poor. It's
Yeah.
always been that, but without a shadow of a doubt now, it's rich and poor.
Yep. Yeah. And then you have that child rapist guy that was caught in that Vegas thing, Tom Alexandrioff. That was
Oh yeah, he was
yeah.
Israeli, right? And then he got whisked away to Israel because that's where you get protected. Tarantino's living there.
There was a lot of people too that were Tarantino, and there was a lot of people that were in other countries that were running from that. There was a whole special actually on I forgot what it was, the Jerusalem Post, or it was one of these Israeli channels, news channels, talking about how a lot of American pedophiles from around the world are seeking refuge. So it was an Israeli search team and also their police forces busting people that came from the United States and interviewing them. Now there's no charges on them because they're in Israel. They've been taking refuge, but they were basically investigating for the longest time about why are you here? Like what, but and these people are completely unrepentant. As like, why is that country taking them? When I can't even say country, it's a state, right? Why is that state taking them and protecting these scumbags? It's beyond reason,
I don't know. It's I don't know. It's I wish I knew. I could tell you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
yeah. Then there was Stevie Wonder being mentioned in the Epstein files for being anti-Israeli, for refusing to perform for the Israeli army. So that's a good thing. That's a positive note.
Well, they always say the black community is anti-Semitic.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
I disagree.
I don't agree with it at all.
The African American community is very forgiving.
Very much so. Very much so.
To the point where it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
It's like, just like, I mean, let's face it. It's just like Christianity is part of the religion that indoctrinated Black America, and there's a huge percentage of Black Americans that are Christian, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I mean, I'm sure there was a lot of slaves back in the day, like, get rid of this religion. I don't want it. Let's go back to the old ways, you know?
What's wild is that in the South, at first, a lot of the plantation owners didn't want them to be Christian.
Yeah.
They were actually dead set against it. It's funny because actually in the 1600s, a lot of the plantation owners in the South were not religious. It was the North that was religious.
Right.
And then there was some sort of revival, and then they said, oh, this is kind of cool. We can use this to control them. And they started to then indoctrinate it. But the whole Christian thing has actually been run by the government for a long time. That's the other thing that people don't understand, black or white. So a lot of wanting to get rid of Bannon, and Bannon wanted to get rid of the Pope, has to do with this war against liberation theology. Because when you look at liberation theology, got to share, you got to do all. It starts to smell a lot like communism. So they purposely pumped up evangelical Christianity, started to send in a lot of these people to into Latin America and other countries that preach this selfish evangelical prosperity gospel bullshit. So that's where we are with it. So for me, there's certain things I could forgive, but I won't forget on not a lot of things, some things. But there's some things I can't forgive. Someone hurting a kid, can't do that. Not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
And someone viciously hurting a kid, don't even ask me. You know?
Yeah, I never understood that, how churches forgave pedophiles, you know, and then just move them from location to location to location. That's like,
well,
what the hell?
Keep controlling the flock.
Yeah.
Right? There are books that criticize the church in the 1600s. I read this one. It was actually from the 1500s.
Right.
Called Lazarillo de Tormes. It's like Little Lazarus of Tormes. It's a completely anonymous book. No one knows who wrote it. And it's basically just in the very typical sarcastic, cutting up the whole hypocrisy of the church from top to bottom.
Right.
That book is still published, but back then it was one of the banned books. So you would get it and you would have to read it on your, hopefully you didn't get caught.
Right.
And it was anonymous. Like no one knows who the fuck the writer was. They can only guess from the things that he talks about that he might have been someone maybe at the royal court or had exposure at the royal court.
Right, right.
But we talk about freedom, burning people for being witches and werewolves and shit.
Exactly. Yes.
Fucking freedom.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the whole that whole thing on witches, what was it? More people died from the witch hunts in Germany than in World War II.
Something insane like that. Yeah.
Something like that. And people trying to translate the Bible.
Yeah.
There was huge massacres in Europe. They were like killing, just
they always love focusing on Spain. And in Spain, they call it La Leyenda Negra, the Black Legend.
Yeah.
Which paints Spain to be worse than it was. And it was pretty bad. But,
yeah.
England was pretty bad. France was pretty bad. Germany was pretty bad. The Inquisition just didn't operate in Spain. It operated throughout all of Europe, right? In that movie, the name of the Rose, it was in. It took place in Italy. It wasn't Spain. It was Italy.
Right, right.
So, of course, the assholes were the Dominican monks because they were the ones who were, go in there and do all sorts of shit to you.
Right.
Although some of these assholes, seeing in the Epstein files, deserve a lot of that Inquisition type treatment. Put your fingers in here.
And how we could just let these people keep roaming the streets, to be honest.
It's not even just roaming the streets, running our societies.
Right.
The rest of the world is going
I think that the French Revolution was sparked off with much less.
It was sparked off because they didn't have enough food.
Right.
So they spent all their money funding our War of Independence.
Right.
They had a couple of bad crop failures for the wheat, and they lost it. Mind you, here's the other thing. The people who originally funded it were the plantation owners.
Right.
In the Caribbean, because they wanted to get rid of the king so they could keep the money that was coming into France from all the sugar plantations in Haiti.
Right.
These idiots, and this is how stupid they are. There is well documented, if anyone wants to read it, C.R.L. James, Black Jacobins, he talks about how these assholes would sit there with their black enslaved people talking about the revolution this and equality this, equality that. And there's one instance where one guy goes, "Aren't you afraid that they're going to hear this and they're going to want to adopt this?"
Right.
That guy's like, they're stupid. And besides, black people are cowardly.
Mm-hmm.
Till 1791. And shit hit the fan with the Haitian Revolution. Then it wasn't so fucking funny.
Right. Exactly.
But that's how they are. They're arrogant.
Arrogance. That's exactly,
They're arrogant. And this whole, I don't care if you're Jewish, Christian, fucking Muslim. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
But I always have two things. One, if you're gonna harm me, then we're gonna have problems. If you're not gonna harm me, you can keep it yourself. I don't have a fucking problem. Godspeed. That's what makes you function and tick, and you don't fall apart because you're afraid of the void, because we're all gonna die, and you don't know if there's anything on the other side, and you're gonna panic.
Yes.
That helps you keep it together. Fine.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's also like old footage. It's funny, a lot of old newsreels are resurfacing too because of this whole. It's always been in our face. I mean, even this last, was it 2024? There was a bunch of places that were broken up where they were finding, and they made it disappear. There was a couple that chopped up this missing black guy. They found him in a refrigerator, chopped up. That was in New York. Then there was a place in Long Island with human remains where they were chopping up people, and they were
and they were selling the human meat, right?
Yeah, and they said, and then they had the one in Brooklyn that was these Orthodox people selling black market organs and shit like that. Then you had the ones with the underground thing, which is totally, it was just so much, but now it's like they stopped talking about it. Ever since what was it? October 6th, they stopped talking about that stuff. It's just like, but then I think we mentioned last week about the Guinness Book of World Records giving Israel, like, for the most donated kidneys, 2,000 kidneys, and there was other organs too, not just kidneys. But where did those organs come from? Weren't they just saying that those Palestinians, those were lies when they found Palestinians with missing organs being buried in the desert in Gaza, right?
There's another case where they just,
that's mass murder. How do you justify that? How do
you do that?
Like, why aren't these people? Why isn't that company under arrest?
Yeah,
you're stealing body parts.
Yeah, and then they talk about human trafficking and all this other shit. Like, I think Trump was at the UN last week talking about, child trafficking. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is not the time to talk about that, considering the files and all the other. But they have no shame. They don't give a shit. They don't even
no shame at all.
And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter which one. No, they don't care.
They don't care.
And until people get it through the thick skulls, they don't care.
Yeah, I mean, look at this is an old reel, probably from the early 2000s. Yeah, they don't care. It's, well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to cut off your sentence. Go ahead. Keep going.
Oh yeah, look, they don't give a shit. And until people start realizing, like, this isn't Republican, Democrat.
Right.
Look, if we've got Democrats and Republicans who are out there fighting to get this out to us,
right,
it doesn't matter which side of the aisle you are.
Right.
Even if you're not on either side, you should be happy that they're doing that, because they're being human beings.
Right. Exactly.
That's basically it. That's beyond all that.
Right.
I mean, will there be some political opportunism? There fucking always is.
Always. Yeah.
But
yeah, let's take a listen to this. Let's see what it has to say.
Everything they promised.
Tragedy that's never resolved. And it just keeps going on and deeper.
The limbs, according to that agent, with no apparent identification. The company sued months after the FBI raided families claiming their loved ones weren't treated with dignity and respect, a promise written on their own consent forms. The company also accused of selling body parts for profit after saying they'd only use the parts they needed and would cremate the ones they didn't and return them. A torso with a head apparently went for $2,400, a leg about $1,100. They'd even sell knees and feet alone for under $500. Now the owner of the bio accused of selling.
Sick, right?
Now my question is, who the hell is paying that for what?
Right.
What are you using it for?
You have collectors out there, you know.
Accused of selling.
You know what? There's 3D fucking printers if you want that shit. It'll make it look pretty real. You don't need
right.
real shit. What's wrong with people?
People are sick, man.
Oh, they are. Well, you know, here in Europe, I think I might have sent you this a while ago. So there's a lot of skulls that the Germans took from what is now Namibia, was Southwest Africa, and they had them shipped over here, bones and all sorts of stuff. That's still being traded here in Europe.
Right.
And it is harder if you get busted with seashells or shells of any kind. You can get fined if you're trying to bring them into the country, into any European country, or travel around with them. But you will not get fined if you're traveling with human remains. That's how fucking absurd we are.
Yeah,
you know,
it's fucking ridiculously absurd. Yes,
absurd. Oh, Lutnick.
It's super scary. It's just you know, honestly, I wake up each day now. I'm just,
and you do that.
That's how you describe President.
So I'm just like, I don't know how. I don't know. It's a struggle to like wake up and say, "Am I really part of this planet?" Like,
oh, we are. I wake up every morning. And I wake up every morning thinking to myself, you're going to be a good person today.
We got 2 comments. So let's see this. Let's see, where are they? Yeah, Gary was just asking me, don't we read our comments? Yes, but you know, they haven't come for some reason. They haven't linked up. Usually the comments would pop up.
Gary Cohn?
StreamYard, and it's not yet. Gary Camp, the guy who was with us last week.
Oh, Gary. Hey, Gary, how you doing, man? Sorry, no, doesn't pop up.
I mean, there is a comment section here. Nothing's popped up for some reason. It hasn't.
It's on Facebook.
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's supposed to.
Oh my god! Live viewer comments now.
It's supposed to connect it, but it hasn't connected them yet. So.
That's absurd.
Yeah, they've changed things. Before it used to be automatic. Now you got to do more stuff.
You know what it's called? It's called enshedification.
Yeah.
No, it's true. That's the word. It's called enshedification. They make shit worse.
Yeah.
And they have.
They have it. Things used to be easier online. Now I feel like they've made it more a challenge and more difficult to, like, every time they update Photoshop or Illustrator or something, they make it more difficult. They don't make it easier.
No, I don't fuck with Photoshop. I got Clip Studio. I'm happy. Photoshop. I just want something basic. I just need to ink, color, distort some pictures, and the rest is just like, why are you putting these? And you know why they're putting the bells and whistles?
Right.
Is because ultimately, the problem is that how are they going to sell it to you year after year? They really don't have to update shit. It's just unnecessary, right? So the changes are just there to just basically, oh, look, this is why we're charging you $300 fucking dollars or $700 a year.
Right.
But how many of the new features do you use? Probably hardly any of them, right?
People just continue using what they already had.
Exactly. Unless there's some magic tool that comes where you can get rid of the background or something.
Right.
And those are very rare as it is. So I don't know.
Yeah. So Gary says, yo, 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 Soylent Green. What's up, D. Richards? The Facebook is whack.
Soylent Green for the rich. That's the crazy part. It's not us.
Right.
It's them.
Well, according to some of these videos, they're saying they're feeding us through fast food, human meat, and stuff. It's like, oh, I don't know. It's like,
maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Soylent Green for the rich, though. That's for sure.
Eat the rich and pass the Pepto.
Right.
Oh, yeah, because they're going to eat us.
Yeah, it's totally nuts, man. We're living in it's a crazy town. It's a crazy town.
It's a crazy town. Need to pay.
But I'm just
I'm
like,
sure some young people
like,
like,
oh my God.
One of those Italian people.
Like this past week, I just couldn't do the news. I was like, I can't. And then there was nothing really on there. I mean, aside from local stuff, that's the thing about American news. It's not very international. It doesn't talk about the rest of the world. They literally just talk about what's happening in your area. So you really don't have an idea about what's happening in the world.
Yeah. Well,
and CNN might be doing something international, like, oh, that's fake news. But nobody watches Al Jazeera. Al Jazeera has a lot of good. That's what I watch mostly. I used to watch Sky News and BBC. But in some ways, they're also like limiting, you know.
Well, I'll tell you why. They're all owned by the same freaking cannibals.
Right, exactly. Right.
Like Rupert Murdoch owns Sky News. Right. He owns the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal. Some other billionaire owns the Telegraph and something else. There's like fucking 5 guys that own it.
And
right?
he also
so here we are.
Yeah, he also owns a lot of the newspapers. I remember when I was living in the Bronx, he bought the Bronx News. He bought all the local newspapers. Like he basically bought everything.
Yeah, and
that's a monopoly. Why are they allowing that? I just don't understand it.
Well, they own it because they're like, I'll give you a bunch of billions. They're like, okay, you got it, right? So
they're controlling what's being reported, you know.
But here's the thing, okay. We all know that they did this.
Yeah.
And yet somehow, because we all know that there's like 5 guys that own our media or 3.
Right.
We somehow go, yeah, they're going to tell me the truth on the news.
Right.
Like, please tell me how this works because I'm trying to figure this out. As soon as I see it, this is what I do. Mental note, might be true, might be bullshit, might be in the middle. Let me just keep this over here. Because maybe down the road, you're going to find out, well, you know, yeah, boss died. So now we can tell you what happened.
Right.
So you have to have so many news sources to get some sort of inkling. Here in Europe, in France, it's mostly owned by 3 guys.
Wow.
So France doesn't really get that great news. I have to get it from everywhere else. Spain, same thing. So we're all suffering under the same issue. Right. But they have us in our little cages.
Information control.
Like, oh, it's better in this cage than that cage. You know what? We all have
the greatest cage on the planet.
Greatest cage on the planet. But this Epstein thing has proven that these guys sit there and plot like, I don't know, the Vulture and Dr. You know,
like James Bond villains.
Like James Bond villains.
Gary said that's a new comic.
On freaking email. Like freaking email. Snowden said they're capturing everything you want. So I would be paranoid if I'm a spy.
Right.
What if the network gets hacked?
Yeah.
What if all the shit that I'm saying over email leaks out to the guys that I'm doing? It's incredible. The level of arrogance is amazing.
Yeah.
There's a video of Lutnick, or someone called him Nutlick.
Nutlick.
He's the guy that said he wasn't friends with Epstein for very long. Turned out he's the Commerce Secretary.
Right.
Well, he was head of Cantor Fitzgerald, which had an office. You wait for it. The Twin Towers. 700 of his employees got evaporated. He didn't, because he went to take his kid to kindergarten.
Wow.
And there's a video of him sitting there saying, yeah, you know, it's horrible. And you could tell he's freaking like smiling, lying. I mean, I remember seeing it at the time and I'm like, that's a weird expression, but I didn't think much of it. I'm like, maybe I'm just being an asshole.
A lot of people smiling during that time, you know, like
yeah,
talking.
So he collected the insurance on it, and for the families, and the families hardly saw a dime.
It looks like they're redacting the redactions. Like there's pages missing now when you click on these things.
They're deleting as much as they can as they go.
Yeah.
They're deleting a lot. They're deleting a lot. But it's there. We all know. We all know.
Yeah.
You know. And there's other crazy stuff that you know, the mafia Don was accused of. You know,
yeah.
But I guess like other shit, like Deepak Chakra or whatever you call him, Mr. Spiritualist.
Right.
God's a construct, but little girls are real. And then when he's confronted, he's just sitting there like, I'm not gonna say anything. I keep blocking. I'm like, yeah, you're a pervert.
So many perverts out there, man.
And you don't see like, this really hot looking woman. Word woman. You know, it's girl. It's absolutely crazy. And it's crazy that we're not mad enough that we're not getting torches and pitchforks and going out and going, no, man, if you make a certain income, you got to go. Either you give them up or you're all going to go. No, we're sitting there. We're taking it. That poor young woman that got shot by her father because she apparently suggested, from my understanding, maybe I have it wrong.
Right.
She said, what if it would have been me that would have been abused and trafficked? And he took her and shot her in the 3 times.
He was like, oh, I got more daughters. Like, what the fuck?
I got more daughters. Like, what? They're like not action figures. You know, these are people. Like, what's wrong with them? The hell's wrong with them, man? Like this is a matter of now at this point, it's not even a matter of like you have a different perspective politically. It's a matter of like, I have no respect for you.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So I went on my rant. I'm trying to keep it from going Hellraiser.
Right.
You know.
Well, next week we're gonna have he says Ray, tell Miguel about redated comic book idea. Redacted comic book idea. Oh yeah. We were talking about doing a comic book called Redacted.
Are all the panels black? Is this black panel after black panel after black panel?
Short stories about the Epstein files.
Oh, gotcha.
Written. I mean,
I got some shit for that.
Yeah, we're talking about doing something like that. Yeah, still in the works. Still in the works. You know?
I'd draw a story for that if you wanted to. If you want, if you're up for that. If it's an anthology, that is.
Yeah, like an anthology. Yeah, like an anthology. Yeah.
This is crazy.
There's so much stuff. It's just like it's.
Well, that's why I think that going forward, we just got to have a section, the Trumpenstein files, because it is monstrous. It is so sick.
Yeah.
It is so depraved. I don't even care if they're Satanists.
Right.
You know, it's like, why are you even moving? Why are you even alive at this point? And I don't mean we should do anything. They should just look at themselves in the mirror and just go, I'm a disgusting human being, and go the way of Hitler. You know, just that evil, just do us and everyone a favor.
Take all their money.
That too.
Yeah, take their money, freeze their assets, put them in jail, and then return all their funds, which were most likely federally funded anyway.
And from all the fees they charge us.
Right.
Because they're making their money, like that Apollo Inc., it's making it from fees.
Right.
Stupid little things where you pay for something and they add on a little fee. So it jacks the price up of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah,
we're gonna put a pin in it for today. We're gonna cut it a little short. We did an hour
cool.
and a half. Maybe next week we could do the full 3. We'll see.
Well, whenever you want, man.
Right.
I'm here, and I was feisty today.
Yes.
I was feisty today. Usually I'm cracking jokes, but I'm
Right.
so angry at seeing this, man. Like, how do you do? Like, no, I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're green, you're purple, blue, from Mars, from wherever the hell you are. They're touching our babies, and no, that is wrong. We all grew up seeing the kids on the freaking milk cartons. And we all wondered what the hell happened to those kids. Well, I think we got a clue as to what happened.
Yes.
So, all right.
So Gary says we'll fill the gap. So we'll do that.
All right.
Next week, I believe we may be talking about Jack Ruby, the new book by Danny Fingerroth. I will reach out to Danny and see.
Okay.
And maybe we can get a little bit deeper into Persepolis. You know, I had to buy another copy because my copy vanished. I think either I gave it away or somebody took it. I don't know. Sometimes you loan things out and then people don't return things. You know, like you just give out books. I was a bad habit of mine. I used to lend out movies all the time. Like never saw it again. Lend out a book. Never saw it again.
I don't do that stuff anymore. Usually what I do is because I don't get my books back.
Right.
So I'll just buy the person the book.
Right. Exactly.
As a gift. Here's the book, you know.
Right. Like here, have a copy of this. This is a good book.
Yeah. Because I'm not going to see it. So
yeah, you just like, unless you're consciously saying, all right, I'm never going to see this again. Enjoy. You know, that I've done with books, like, especially in moving, you know, like just try to get stuff out. But
right. Yeah.
I love this book. So this is the complete edition. So it's
yeah, I have that one.
Because originally there were 2 separate books. So I get that.
And we could actually talk a little about Iran next time because
yes, it's a lot of going on Iran. You ran, he ran, I ran. You know, it's like.
Did you see? I gotta send you that video. There's a stupid AI. See, I think AI is horrible for the environment. It's terrible for ripping off artists for sure. Yeah. I'm not a fan of AI, but when it's done with humor, it's really fast to do these things like that. So I can see for political satire for the internet, it's like the next level of memes. But is it worth it losing our water supply for it? No.
No.
You know.
Yeah. And building cities, like they said, it would be servers the size of New York. You're like, fuck that.
But before we go, can I at least get my little jab on AI?
Go for it.
Okay. We got to stop listening to CEOs telling us what they're going to fucking do. CEOs are there to get money. It's just like, hey, this is my latest project. My latest project's going to do this, and it's going to do that, and blah, blah, blah. And these idiots run off the journalists and they start typing, oh, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. And he said it's going to, as though it's going to happen for real. So this is why everyone's so stunned that all of a sudden we're not going to Mars. Because it was just a marketing gimmick to get money. That's capitalism. If we're going to be capitalistic, at least let's understand it. So there.
Exactly.
My little jab.
And know that these capitalists are dependent on our tax dollars. They're dependent on work, reporting to work. You know, it's like you tax for everything. You're taxed for working. You're taxed for living. You're taxed for eating. You're taxed for going to work with these tolls.
And most often you're going to work for one of these guys. So they're getting your time too on top of that.
It's like you're just like an all-day whore, and all your orifices are constantly
it's like some sort of weird freaking hentai,
right?
You know, they're just
you're fighting that octopus monster.
Right?
I got you.
You know what's wild is to think there was a time when porn wasn't that pervasive. Like you had to go behind.
You had to find it.
You have to go find it.
Right.
And we've gotten to the point that's just like, we're to the point now that we're seeing shit that is just so fucking evil.
Right.
Evil.
Oh, Rich.
I don't use the word evil very often, but it's evil.
It's pure evil.
That you're like, oh, it's just two people, adults. Wow. Okay. That's whatever. And when we were young, it would have been like, oh, that's terrible. That's bad. That's where we've gotten to as a society.
Right. Exactly.
You know? Screwy.
Rich says hi, and Gary says bomb the system. I'm all for it. So let's wrap it up.
I'm wearing my
what are you wearing?
System of a Down.
System of the Down. I got my Bronx Heroes.
I'm wearing my System of a Down shirt.
And just remember, keep those eyes open.
I gotta bring my mask when I keep my mask. Oh yeah.
The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep inside.